are you open to the idea that you might not have all the information on this conflict?
100%, and I don't. And before,
you've got the Israeli flag and the Australian flag on your on your shirt. So you're a proponent of Israel.
Yeah, I support Israel. Yeah,
and you can do that without supporting
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like I love Australia. I think Australia is a beautiful country. I feel like I'm the luckiest person. Anyone who's born in Australia or who lives here now, you have won the lottery in that. It's objectively one of the best countries in the world to live in. And I'm very proud of that. But are we a perfect country? Is our government perfect? No. Like we've done terrible things. The thing about liberal democracies like Australia and Israel is that we punish our governments or our government officials when we do wrong, when there's corruption, when there's, citizens who commit crimes against, like, look at the ADF. Like, we had Australian soldiers, possibly, I've heard many things, but, the Ben Roberts-Smith incident, if we believe that there's evidence that an Australian soldier has done a terrible thing, even if it's to an enemy, civilian or soldier, we will prosecute them. And that's great. And that's what Israel does too. And Israel has admitted that, it's made mistakes. For example, it admitted that it was a mistake to, I think it attacked an aid truck which it believed was holding terrorists, which regularly happens. Like, what people don't understand about this war, and I would really recommend that everyone goes and watches John Spencer's work, because John Spencer is an expert in urban warfare, and it's simply that this war is urban warfare, and that terrorists have been working over decades to really hone their skills, and they often dress as civilians, and they hide under schools, and they hide under hospitals and stuff. And it's people just think, oh my God, they bombed a hospital. How could you do that? And I get that. It sounds horrible. Like, it sounds fucked up. How could you ever do that? But what you don't understand is that they use that. They use hospitals. They use, why wouldn't you? It's so smart. Like, if I knew that you weren't going to look under a hospital, why
you mean Hamas is using hospitals as their base and stuff?
And it's not just Hamas. The Taliban's done it. Like, lots of, the Australian government does, smart and sneaky things to win wars too. We all,
I want to wrap up. Yeah. Yes. I don't want to spend too much time. No. I mean, look, I will say I've spent a lot of time absorbing a lot of information about the conflict, which I haven't come to a conclusion. I guess my only conclusion is I probably agree with the ceasefire, because all the innocent civilians that are dying, it seems naive to just write it off as war crimes. Like that conflict in particular for me. But you still sort of you believe you can sort of support a state like that?
Well, I wonder, so imagine if your sister, I know you have siblings, if your sister was being held hostage right now by men, and they're being held, imagine she was being held in someone's house, in an average person's house in Queensland, and was being held hostage there. She's a young woman.
I would support, the couple of trucks going in, getting the hostages, not planes bombing the shit out of.
Well, they're not just bombing the shit out of. They're not just going, wee. That's a complete misinformation. There's no carpet bombing. They're doing, with the best knowledge that they have, they're trying to go into civilians' houses without killing civilians, which is really hard. Because people don't just open the door and say, oh, the cops are here. Yes, I've been holding someone hostage. It's really difficult. I don't think you nor I could imagine how difficult it is to, get rescue hostages or any of this, like secure borders. It's all really, really difficult stuff. And I feel very sorry for the Israelis who are losing their young people, our age, you know, in the prime of their life. They're going down tunnels to, like, you know, Hamas tunnels to get out people alive. You know, it's really, I feel for.
I mean, if it was like a couple of hundred Palestinians, like I would say, okay, cool. They're trying to get, not cool. They're trying to get the hostages, you know, people are dying, but it just tens of thousands. It seems a bit much to, write it off.
Well, firstly, yes, the numbers are coming from Hamas, but obviously there's no denying that people are dying. Yeah. As I said, a lot of these hostages are being held under people's homes. So imagine if that was your sister or brother being held under someone's home, would you go,
now you're getting my emotions involved?
No, I know it's my sister, I love her, but no, it's better that we just, like, keep her there because I don't want to hurt anyone. Like, come on, it's not the way things work. And you can't, especially the Jewish people who have been persecuted for pretty much as long as they've existed and have gone through the Holocaust, they will not let their people be slaughtered again. You know, there's an argument, a belief, and many Jews admit it, that they walked like little lambs into the Holocaust. They kept thinking, no, surely this isn't happening. No, it's fine. Yeah, things are getting a bit weird, huh? They're making us wear yellow stars, but no, it's okay. You know, people underestimate how quickly things can go awry, and but Jews know now, and they're gonna save their own people.
Yeah, I mean, I could spend a lot of time offering counter arguments, which you would probably have arguments too, and then I could do counter arguments, and we could talk for 2 hours.
Solve the conflict today,
but
unfortunately,
I'm interested in sort of how you've come to hold such a strong position about Israel and Palestine. I'm interested in that, you personally.
So I would say that it's not such a strong position. I would simply say that I've always been very pro-truth, and even if it's ugly, and pro, I guess, freedom. And a lot of my values align with the values of Israelis and Jews, diaspora Jews too. So firstly, there's like the, you know, that Israel's like in many ways Western nation who has Judeo-Christian values like we have. So there's a lot of similarity there. But also Israel's just an incredible country. Like it, you know, it was, Jews have always lived there, but they've created a nation, a very successful nation in the desert with Jews from Yemen, Ethiopia, Poland, and they've all come together, all these different, you know, same culture, same religion, but people from all over the world to create a country that has, you know, an incredible economy that creates, you know, really great technology that's used around the world. And it's a great example of multiculturalism, and they revived the Hebrew language that was almost dead. You know, they've just got, and despite all their issues, despite, you know, having hostile neighbors on pretty much every side, they still love life, and they still have this positive attitude. I've met lots of Israelis, you know, they think the diaspora Jews actually are too, you know, they complain too much and they're too worried about all this stuff. Like, Israelis are just very resilient, hardworking, impressive people.